Welcome to the Success Revenue Podcast, the only podcast in the Middle East that brings you leaders in customer success, account management, sales, and go to market to share ideas, perspectives, and valuable learnings on how to successfully drive revenue, delight customers, and take it to the next level.
We are your host. I'm Waleed AlHamdan, CEO of RepSetter, the modern customer platform. And with me are my amazing co-host, Ayu Ferrero, CS Executive, Advisor, and Thought Leader. And we're super excited to bring you a long list of amazing guests on this season of the Success Revenue Podcast. And today we have someone with over 25 years of experience in the customer experience space. And so we'll be covering several really interesting topics and examples. We'll speak about how customer experience has evolved over the years, and especially in the Saudi market. We'll talk about the impact of AI and how AI can help amplify customer experience as well, along with humans. And then we'll speak about how business and culture and trust really impacts businesses in the Saudi market, as well as business coming to the Saudi market. Very exciting conversation ahead here. I think we're getting someone today, Ivy, with almost 2.5, 3 decades of experience in this space. That's really passionate about the customer experience sector in particular. So I'm excited about this one. I think we're going to hear a lot of cool
Yeah.
examples, stories, and so on.
Yeah. And I think that the people that usually end up in customer experience, customer success, they're so passionate. So I'm definitely looking forward to listening to what Walid has to say about his 25-year experience and also about doing business in Saudi. One of the things that I love about Saudi is that they're very ambitious. So I'm very interested to learn more about how to do business and how to build trust and everything. So I think
Yeah.
this is going to be a very rich episode. So why don't we go ahead and just get started?
Yeah, let's do it. I think we're going to cover a lot during this one. So let's just jump right in and get Willie on here.
All right, guys, I am so excited. Today, we are joined by someone who has truly shaped the way customer experiences has been seen and practiced in Saudi, Waleed AlHamdan. With more than 25 years of leadership in customer experience, Waleed has helped some of the biggest organizations in Saudi Arabia and the Gulf to unlock new levels of customer loyalty and business growth. He's the mind behind the Build, Operate, Transform methodology, which has consistently delivered remarkable results from double digit revenue growth to dramatic jumps in satisfaction. And then beyond consulting, he gives back to the community as head of the education committee at the Saudi Customer Experience Awards and shares his perspective on his popular podcast, CX Snacks. Walid, we are so glad to have you with us. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Willie.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure
It's
to
a
have you on.
pleasure. Thank you,
Walid,
Haidar. Thank you. Yes.
Just to start us off, tell us a little bit more of where you're based, where you're from, a little bit more of your background and your story, and how did you end up in customer experience?
It's you're talking about 25 years. I don't know if somebody has the time, but I will make it as they say, exciting and short as both of you. And what can I say? It was love at the first sight, as you could say. And CX, I started my career path in the banking, in the financial sector, in the banking sector, and I was just a front يعني a customer experience, customer service in the branches, and started from that time having that passion that I knew when you leave a smile and when a person says a thank you and you help. It's not about it's not about doing the job, it's about helping people. Because at that time, you remember, يعني, in my days, everything was a challenge. Everything was manual. You didn't have ticketing systems. You didn't have, as they say, process re-engineering. You didn't have, it was all do your best. The instructions from the head of as they say, the bank is let the customer be happy when he's leaving. So we did our best, honestly, and we believed in that. I moved from there to one of the best steps I took in my life. I worked with American Express for about 8 years. I started as in the credit, then I moved to customer experience. because I really requested and they believed in that. I told them, look, I will take that challenge. The head of the customer service left, and I went to the head of CX in Saudi Arabia and the head of operation. He was a great person, honestly, and he believed. And I told him, look, give me 6 months. If I didn't do it, just let me go. We were six people exactly in American Express Saudi Arabia. Six.
Wow.
We were serving thousands of people. But it was in Bahrain at that time. It was in Bahrain
Mm.
and we were in Riyadh. So one of the challenges was how to move all of these people from Bahrain to Saudi Arabia and give them the same, perspective and the same customer service and the same legacy and the same what was in Bahrain, because Bahrain was giving it exactly as UK, because we were representative by American Express UK, under UK. So it was, and honestly, the best, you could say, 9 years of my life when I moved to Amex. And basically, I learned, because Amex sells experience. It basically sells what does the customer want, because they're selling only a service, which is that use our card, believe in trust in us, but we need to be your trust at the same time. So everything was centered around the customer, everything from A to
Wow.
Z. So, and from in the 8 years, I started from 6 people to 60 people. We introduced the call centers for ladies at the beginning. At that time, there was no ladies call center. Then we moved to Platinum and Centurion and the Black Card and the Travel. And alhamdulillah, it was a good experience. Then I moved to a retail business, 5 years. Then I moved to my own business, another 6 years. Then and in 2023, as you have said at the end, I put myself to really surround myself with people like you and really give that noise to Amex,
Mm.
to a customer experience, and say, yes, this is something that any business owner, government, NGOs, anybody who needs to really do a good lifetime business needs to understand what is customer experience.
Wow, that's so lovely.
Thank
And
you.
I have empathy with what you're saying. I feel like Hader and I, we come from the US, and I moved to Dubai roughly like 2 years ago, and Hader like now it's like almost 1 year, and we also felt this passion, and I can feel the passion in you about customer experience, about amplifying what customer success is and showing companies that the philosophy of it can translate to any sort of like industry. So I love this. And Walid, with all your experience, you've worked at companies. What are you currently doing right now? I believe you're working with multiple clients. Did you go the consultancy route?
Exactly. I'm in mentoring. I mentor a lot of, which was, yani, thank you for the people who are really trusted me to mentor. And I think so. We met one of them. And doing that, who are working, in example, people working in NEOM, people working in PIF, people working. And my concentration is customer experience, honestly. Some people come to me
Love that.
and say, okay, we need to know about sales. We need to know. Customer experience can help you in that, but I speak the language of customer experience. I'm not a sales educator. I'm not a financial educator. It helps, but I concentrate and I really don't move from there. So yes, I do consultation, I do mentoring, I do coaching. I'm a speaker. I have my own podcast. At the same time, I I try really my best to have people like you who are internationally aware, to bring them in my hub, which is a simple hub that we all love what is customer experience and speak about, basically,
Mm. Yeah,
and echo that love to everyone.
I love that. You're a man of many facets. I like that.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. And Walid, it's just great to hear you kind of as you're speaking. It's clear that customer experience is not just kind of a job for you, right? It's not just a profession that you have, but it clearly is a passion of yours. You're very passionate about it as you're speaking, as you're describing your journey as well. And I'm kind of curious, was there any moment or experience that kind of made you realize like this is something I'm not just excited about as work that I enjoy, but this is actually something I'm very passionate about. I want to really dive into in terms of my career and my quote unquote life's work here. Any moments or experiences that really kind of shifted your mentality to really feel like this is my passion when it comes to customer experience?
I think so. People who understand and have that love to customer experience have that special mentality. They are not everyone, either both genders. It's not a finance person. Anybody can do finance. Even now, AI can help you there in that. But no one can do CX except that he believes that customer is right. I'm not saying always customer is right, but how you can, as they say, hold the stick from the middle, that you
Mhm.
don't lose the company and at the same time you don't lose the customer and the audience that believe that they want to continue with you. So at the first, let's say 10 years, it was okay, I'm happy that people are happy, but I didn't have that mentality or awareness that there is something bigger, which is customer
Mhm.
experience,
Yeah.
until I went to Amex. When I went to American Express, there I understand. There I really believed. There, as they say, they opened my eyes. I went
Mhm.
to UK. I stayed 6 months under the management over there. Man, it was a game changer for me.
Wow.
These 6 months, when you sat with people who, at the first word they say, at the first meeting, okay, what does the customer says? What does he want? You're talking, I'm talking 2001, 2002. So this was something totally different for us. And here, and unfortunately, until now, you hear people that we know what the customer wants. No, you don't know what the customer wants.
Mhm.
You need to
Yeah.
understand your customer to know what he wants. So
Yeah.
we're talking American Express at that time. I'm not, as they say, campaigning for Amex, but honestly,
Yes.
as they say, there is a belief يعني, in that. An
Mhm.
example, let me take it as as simple as that. You could feel it in the people. There are people that really love to see a smile.
Mhm.
These people, you really, I'm not saying them pay them bigger or pay them more or give them more jobs. No, give them more authority to make that change.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is the total different. That people will say,
Mhm.
okay, you're good. No, I will give you to a bigger position. No, you're killing him or killing her. He
Yeah.
wants to stay in front of the people. So yes,
Mhm.
Amex, honestly, that was a game changer for me.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if I may just give you one thing that where was truly the game changer that made me decide to say, okay, now I want to start as a coach and all of that.
Yeah.
When you put yourself in a position to be a businessman. And that businessman is when you say, I'm working in CX. It is the hardest decision because you're saying 1 minute, I want to make money. How can I make money and don't lose the customer? That's really the hardest decision that you make on a daily basis. Because when
Yeah.
you're saying, I don't want to lose the customer, you don't want to lose the employee, you don't want to lose the staff, you don't want to lose your partner, you don't, and people who are in that passionate, it doesn't, as they say, it doesn't hit them right. So I said, okay, 1 minute. I think so. I'm not a businessman. I cannot continue like this because I'm killing myself. And I told my wife because I come back and I say, look, يعني I cannot. People who are really a decision makers and good businessmen, they have to be tough. I'm sorry for my cat. They
No
move a
worries.
lot.
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. All good.
Yeah. So,
You'll cameo.
honestly, those big businessmen, they have to make big decisions. They have to be tough. CX people are not tough. They are kind. They are happy. They are happy when you are happy. They are not happy because you are they are happy. This is
Yeah.
total يعني I'm sorry to jump in that, but this is the two areas that yes, where it made a difference to me, these two areas.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And it's really about it's a mindset, it's a philosophy, it's kind of a way of seeing the world, right? Versus a different way. So that makes total sense, Waleed. And you spoke about on the business side there because obviously spending, like you said, a 25-year career that you've operated deeply in the Saudi ecosystem. And for someone that's new to the region, I spent a lot of time in Riyadh and Saudi as of late and talking to people that have been there their entire lives, right? It's been extraordinary how much has transitioned over the last 10, 15, 20 years in general and business as well. I'm kind of curious from your perspective, someone that understands this so deeply, what is kind of the cultural truths and kind of the things that people from the outside don't really realize about doing business in Saudi? What are some of the things that, like, yeah, people really don't know or understand, or can maybe misconceptions, but that you think are exciting or challenging or just kind of not hidden but unknown for people coming to region, which are a lot of people these days trying to get into Saudi and operate and do business there. Can you tell us about your perspective on that? What makes Saudi unique from a business perspective?
Look, Saudi, as I met a lot of people who are great like you and Avi for sure. And they said one of the challenges that they said, we didn't believe that it was so hard to enter to Saudi business. It's not about the rules and regulations. No, it's easier now. You didn't see it before 10 years. I'm saying to
Mhm.
anybody, you didn't see a Saudi before 15 to 10 years to see how you build business. And now, as a foreigner or even as a Saudi, it takes minutes. It really takes minutes to really start. One, you need to understand the culture. It's very important. I have a very good friend who's a German American he's a partner and he's a brother, honestly. And we work together in multiple projects for about now 16 years in CX. And I 100%, when I want to discuss CX methodology, he's the guy I go for because he has that understanding that he helps me to really see everything from a different perspective. So when he came at the beginning, the culture, German American is totally
Mhm.
heavy, especially German
Yes.
American. It's not easy. So he's tough. So I told him, look, Habibi, his name is Mark. Mark, Saudis like to smile. You need to smile. You need, when you see a Saudi person, you need to, but take care. When you smile to a lady is different than when you smile to a man. This is totally something different. Nobody you can. Now everyone will smile. So you smile to a lady or a man. The culture is totally different. When at that days, Saudis, men, we used to walk in holding our hands. That was wrong. Internationally, you don't hold hands. Men don't hold hands. No, I told them, no, this is a culture. This is 16 years old,
Mm.
16 years before, and this is something regular here in Saudi. There is something in Saudi that we say when two people are trying to enter, we say the person on the right enter first. Like in Japan, when you see the Japanese culture, people that take the on the right. It's like the Saudi culture. Saudi culture, we say always the person on the right enters. Only if it's a lady, she's before, 100%. But if they're men, you say on the right. So usually Saudis see that when you enter, they on the right person goes and as they say, give that push. So you need to stand. So these things, when Mark understood, Saudis liked him more. So
Mm.
basically, you need to know the culture. This is one thing. Second thing, let's be honest. Nowhere around the world is perfect. There has to be a challenge. There has to be. Yani an example, the basic challenge in Saudi is the heat that you see that now. We have weather that really any European person, I don't think so. Yani he can stand it. Only if 100% you have air condition everywhere. So it's really, I know Dubai. I'm sure Dubai
Similar, yeah.
is the same challenge here.
Same thing, yeah.
This is yeah. This is the weather. They need to understand that the weather. An example. People. An example. Let me give you. When did you try to go in a meeting with a Saudi in a Zoom? A business meeting. They don't open the camera. Foreigners, they
Mm.
see this is offended. Why don't you open the camera? Saudis, no, this is regular.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is regular. So you as a foreigner, you need to understand. So this is what I say. People who want to enter as even not a business, they have a job opportunity. They have a job opportunity. You need to understand the culture. And this is the job of the embassy, I see. Honestly, I see that any embassy needs to have that job to let them look, Habibi, come. This is what Saudis do. This is what the culture you need to understand because you have your
Mm.
own culture. It's your, yani, do whatever you like. Look, in Saudi, what you do in your apartment, your house, nobody will ask you. Do whatever you like. but don't get it out of that square.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's incredible.
yeah. So yes, there are a lot of things, yani, especially for business people. I have met, an example, international people who want to enter to Saudi as business for business. They either for stock or buy lands or enter for. An example, the one one amazing person that I met. He's from Switzerland. I met him in. It was by honestly by chance in Marbella. And we were speaking and all of that. And he said, look, I'm thinking to come to Saudi. This is my business. I have a business in clothes and all of that. But my challenge is that this is what I need, that to be sure that I want this people to. I said, look, Habib, if you need, if you are planning to open an online business, that's great. Open it in Saudi, do whatever you like. But if you're planning to open a brick and stone like a store, you need to have a Saudi, you need to have a Saudi that you train. You need to put them, the Saudis like to build the culture of the company. Look, the beauty of Saudis, there is a difference that they embed in any brand and they have that loyalty. It's not about money, but it's about that. Look, I'm working, an example, I'm working in, let's say, Zara. I have to be Zara 100%. Saudis build that brand in themselves.
Mm.
And they are very good marketeers because Saudis talk and what they say. I think so in Emirat. I met in Abu Dhabi's bank. One they have the one of their, as they say, customer listening tools is the Al Majlis. Al Majlis is that when they go and sit with Emiratis, and it's a Majlis, and they speak. Okay, what's the problem? Saudis love this Al Majlis. Everyone speaks at home. Oh, I met. Oh, she's a great lady. She was good. Blah, blah, blah. So they believe in word of mouth.
I love that. And Walid, when it comes down to trust, what does trust look like in the Saudi corporate landscape?
For who exactly?
I
Saudis and
guess
Saudis or
yeah, I guess
foreigners?
both. I guess
Yeah.
yeah, I guess both.
Look, Saudis to Saudis, they support each other 100%. Because
Okay.
of that, I say when you are opening a business, bring a Saudi with you because
Okay.
they will trust you more.
Oh,
Yes,
good to know.
they will trust you because you're speaking their language.
Got
You're
it.
entering to their market with their language. Saudis now like that a person who speaks with them speaks in Arabic. It's only if 100% that you are a guest, they will speak with you any language they like. I know people who speaks, mashallah, 6 languages.
Wow.
Six, they speak German, French, Arabic for sure, English, and all of that, and they are happy to speak with you any language. But they know that you don't speak Arabic, they will help you. But they know that you speak Arabic, they prefer Arabic.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. And now going back to your experience in customer experience when you're working independently with clients, when a company comes to you and let's say they say, "Hey, Walid, we're not growing the way we should." In your opinion, like what's the first question that you ask them?
The first question that usually comes to my mind is that, do you have a strategy? Do you have an understanding of where you
Mm,
want to reach? Yani because people say, I'm not growing. Okay, how did you see you're not growing? Is it inside or outside? Or
mm,
what is growth for you, basically? Is it growth financially, or is it growth expansion, or is it growth? What exactly is growth for you? So from there, you could understand exactly, because one of the big challenges of leaders in companies, they speak a goal that it didn't reach to anybody inside the company. There is no good
mm,
communication.
yeah.
Unfortunately, no good communication. The best companies, when you enter, that when you meet the doorbell guy or the operator to the highest management, they speak the same language. It means this is a good company.
Mm,
It will build, it will make a difference. But when you see, you go to any other organization, government or non-government, profit, NGO, and you meet somebody and says, we're going right. You go to somebody else, he know we're going left. You go to somebody third, we're going up. Listen,
yeah.
which direction are you going exactly? It's a challenge. So
Yeah.
yes, you need to understand from the person who says we are not growing. what exactly growth are you trying to reach? Because
I
that
love
you
that.
will understand the challenge. Where is it? If it's financial, okay. From my side, for financial, I need to see the customer and employees. These two
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
For if
Well,
it's expansion, I want to see the customer and the logistics and all of that.
Yeah.
great. That's an
Yeah.
incredible point.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense as well. And speaking of that, because you kind of talk about the different ways of thinking about growth and these things, and naturally, a lot of organizations, I'm sure it's been the case for you as well as you've worked in them, but also advised and helped different organizations. A lot of them are very business oriented, right? So the first question is not the customer, it's the business, right? How do we grow more? How do we sell more? How do we do this or that? And lose less customers because of the churn versus the customer themselves. What is kind of, do you have any frameworks or kind of mental models that you use when it comes to shifting an organization from being business oriented, which is not wrong to be, but to also become customer centric in their approach? How do you kind of help them make that transformation? Do you have any ideas or suggestions, advice around that move to becoming really customer centric as a business?
The, it's easy for someone to say I want to move, but it's hard for that movement if the company doesn't understand what is the culture inside them. An example, I have met some companies or organizations. They say, okay, we are doing good in business, but we want to concentrate more on the customer. We hear it a lot, and unfortunately, if I may say this, CX now is a marketing tool. It's not a business tool. A lot of marketing people, or even CEOs, or even bigger than that, they say
Mhm.
we care about the customer. Okay, but do you really understand that when you build this KPI or SLA or even process, is it centered from the customer eye or is it centered from the business eye? So moving from really a simple business oriented company or organization, first thing we need to understand is that do you have the right tools? The right tools are three main pillars: people, technology, process. And how
Mm.
are they built? One of the challenges that if it's a business oriented tech company, they are built from a technology perspective. So who's your biggest challenge and who needs to be on board is the IT team. If
Mhm.
it's a business oriented NGO, it means the people are bigger.
Mm.
Correct.
So you need to understand it from their side. So the methodology is I need to understand the three and how do they connect to each other? Are they supporting each other? Because I see it that people affect by 50% on any organization to excel. Is it people in the company or the people who are the customer, the audience? So these
No.
two you need to understand and know them more. Then we see this process. Does it support the people to serve the customer? Then we see the
Mhm.
technology. Does it
Yeah.
support the people and the customer to do their business right? So
Mm.
I'm saying it in simple
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to help that if anybody can hear us, and I'm sure that that helps them to understand that it's simple to say, but an example, it took us one project, it took us 1 year and a half until we build it from A to Z to really build it.
Oh,
But when we see build it, we say build it to start now understanding that we are working on the customer centricity because we needed.
Mhm.
When I sat with the CEO, me and my partner, when we sat with the CEO, we told them, look, there are people in your customer experience department, they need to move. They are not fit. I'm not saying fire them, but they need to move. They don't have that mentality.
mm.
You will not reach. So I tell them, look, before you pay us money, we did this. So before we pay money and invest now to going forward, are you ready for this change or not?
Mm.
So yes, I say for people, a lot of them, when we meet them, I say them, I'm costly. They say you're costly. It means we will pay you millions. I said, no, I'm not costly because you will pay me. I'm costly because your change will cost you. So you need to have that mentality. Are you
I
ready
love
for
that.
this change? Yeah. Like an
Yeah.
example, I see it an example like what I really admire. Now you people who go to sports and all of that, they are doing this for their mental health. It's not
Mm.
just to be healthy. They want to
Mhm.
have that mental health to be in a in a good mental that they can challenge what's happening on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
If you can move yourself to go and do sports, it means you have to have that mentality to move to do toward the customer.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And that's always the biggest challenge, right? It's and I see that a lot as well, advising and working with different companies. It's talking about being customer centric, talking about wanting to do change is one thing, but it's easy to talk about it. It's easy to market it, but it's a whole different thing to actually do it live in practice and making decisions where maybe you're sacrificing some revenue or you're losing some customers because you're reshifting your approach, and long term that is the right thing to do, and that will be the better also business outcome for you, because as we all know, if your customers are happy and excited and they want to stay with you and buy more from you, that's really the end goal of all this, right? So but talking about it is easy, doing it is hard, especially when you end up having to make a decision between customer centricity or money, right? And then you're like, okay, well, now it's really on the line. Where do I go here in my decision? So I think that's a very good representation of that. And while I think, Waleed, to continue a little bit around that, like that change piece of it, right? Right now, obviously, AI is everywhere and everything that we're doing. Someone that runs an AI company, I believe in the future across all departments that is human and AI powered. I believe that AI will enable us and amplify and allow us to do things more at scale. But I'm curious to hear kind of what your thoughts are on AI within customer experience, how it can enhance and improve versus replace, and at the end of the day, help not just the internal teams and the business be more productive and efficient, but also how can it help enhance the experience for the customer? What are your thoughts there on AI and its impact?
Amazing question. Thank you for that. It's يعني, as you know, it's a hot topic. People are talking about AI that it's that we will give you an example. I meet here in a lot of seminars, and I'm sure that you have who are or CEOs who would like to do this announcements that we will do better for you because we have AI. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. One of the big challenges that we saw, and يعني, pardon me for giving examples, but this is يعني, this is something that I really respect and see people who are doing good. I like to echo that and say these people you need to learn from, honestly.
Mhm.
Like an
Yeah.
example, Chowi. Chowi is one of the international companies that you're in US that for animals food and animal
Mhm.
care and all of that. One of the best internationally CX customer centered company. You will not
Oh,
see anybody who really, because look, when you feel, because an example, I'm a person who likes animals, honestly. Yani,
me too.
if I stay in a zoo, that's my wife will tell me that yes, I know that we someday we will go to Africa and you will stay over there and you will do a lot of things in there. So yes, I really like animals. I really like the mentality, having fun with them, and all of that. So a person who has that mentality, if you're trying to serve them, you need to be humble. You need to be very kind because these people are kind because they're
Mhm.
kind not for humans, for animals. They try to understand them. So Joey, what does it do? So even in the simple, and CRM that have, which is one of the highest tech CRMs that they have, which is a customer even experience management. It's not the customer relationship management. They know when, an example, your pet died, they send you flowers.
Yeah.
We hear an example now in banks. Let me give you a simple thing. In banks, even if you are in private banks, you are one of the people who are in the gold service. You had an accident. Nobody asks about it. Okay, Where is your system that you see that I have paid insurance, I have paid for hospital, I have paid for all of that? Why are you not serving me? Why
Mm.
are you not doing that? An example, why did they say Amex at that time? When I was in Amex, there was, unfortunately, it's a sad story. One of the boats that goes from Jeddah to Egypt drowned. By chance, we knew four people who bought tickets were in that. We called them immediately. We checked. We sent them flowers. But we had this. Did that. Nobody did that at that time. Customers until
Wow.
now they call me. Look, I left MX now for more than 15 to 17 years. Customers are calling me until now. Waleed, can you help us in MX? We need to do that and that and that. It's not because of Waleed, but because MX have that relationship. Even if you leave, they will help you
Mm.
because you were one of the company, as they say, staff. So
Wow.
yes, AI will help you, but you need to understand how you choose the right moment in the customer emotional journey. You need to reach to that level. It's not just building that journey. You need to really see where you really have that impact in the emotional journey. That will make your word of mouth. That will make the wow moment for you. That will make the difference.
Mm.
A lot of people send you SMSs asking you what happened and MPS and CSAT and customer satisfaction and sorry, BS. In short words, it's BS. If I don't see
Mhm.
change, if I don't see change, what's the benefit of you asking me? What's the
Yeah.
benefit when you call and complain and they say, I'm sorry? I really say poor people in the call center. When you have a complaint and they say, sorry, sir, I know we are facing a problem, but I cannot help you. Why are you there? Why
Mm.
is there a call center? If you cannot help me, I'm sorry. So when we talk
Yeah.
about AI, okay, work on these emotional areas and let the AI impact in them. Okay. I always say when you are a service company, you need to have 60% technology, 40% human. When you
Mm.
are human, like hospitality, like food and beverage, where is that impact of, humanity? You need to have 60 to 80% human, 20% service, which is technology, because it makes that difference of impact. An example, we worked with a logistic company. Immediately, we moved from 40 to 80% technology in all customer experience, all in
Wow.
communication, all of that. But we were sure that, for sure, SLAs were 100% correct, which is really centered of the customer. People understand that where the transaction goes. This 20%, which was remaining, we made it all about the emotional moments where
Wow.
makes a difference for a customer.
That's very
So
interesting.
yes, say yes. When you have AI, let the people who work in CX work on that emotional wow moment and let the
No.
AI do the rest.
I love that, Walid. I felt like emotional intelligence is something that is going to be very tough for an AI to be able to have. Yeah. So I'm curious from your perspective, Walid. You obviously have built a long career, and you have also built I would say like a personal brand on LinkedIn as a thought leader, as a speaker, and all of these things that make up who you are, right? When you think about your legacy, not the titles, but the impact, what do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, handsome.
That's a good one.
No, honestly, if I may, I try to do my best that anybody I interact with in business, either coaching, anything, I want to leave a good memory with that.
Mm.
They say yes, thank you, this person. Even if I give him or give her 5% of knowledge of understanding, that will be good for me. This is what I really wish. You will in all the world there is no one perfect, and you will connect, as they say, reach to 100%. customer satisfaction. This is unbelievable. No, 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 if anybody says we are 99%, I challenge them to show me numbers. Yani
Mm.
anybody, because you are good if you reach 90 or 88. Perfect. Because you need this lag to really do work to have that wow moment. If you don't
Mhm.
have this lag of difference, you cannot do wow moments. You cannot. So this is what I want to make difference in my country. Honestly, I want to
Yeah,
have
beautiful.
that difference, that to support my country to be in that position, that people like you, when they come and visit, from the time they think of visiting Saudi until they leave, that they have this great memory. Not
Beautiful.
because of a visitor, no, even for business. Even I want this for you, for anybody who wants to come in to Saudi, to make that decision easier for her or for him. Do I want to continue in this country or not? Even it was, يعني, not because of doing to saying no for because it's bad. No, because it's a business decision. I want to make it easier for you,
Mhm.
so you could have that help to have that right decision. Because what happens now? People will push you. It's no, it's tempting. And no, you need to have that clear understanding to have that right decision. I want her to
Mhm.
help that.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful,
great.
Waleed. Now I know. Now I know who I'm gonna contact when I come to Saudi.
Please, please, it's my pleasure. For look, everyone knows that I get excited for partners who are in love with the same love of my CX. This is the beauty of that, CX has a lot of lovers. So the only love that everyone can love with no worry. So yes, I love to meet these people because when I speak with them, I, it opened doors in my mind. It opened doors and
Mhm.
opportunities. And so, yes, I want to see that. Please
Nice.
That's
just give
awesome.
me a buzz and I'm more than happy. You, Haider, please, it will be my pleasure.
Yes, definitely take you up on that. I spend a lot of time in Riyadh, like once a month at least. I'm there, so I'm sure we'll have a chance to really experience that customer experience firsthand with you, Waleed. And Waleed, it's been such a great conversation here in terms of just so many learnings and kind of examples and tangible ways of thinking about customer experience. I really appreciate that. What we'd love to do before we wrap up our conversations with our guests is do a quick lightning round of questions as well, quick questions and answers before we wrap things up. So, Waleed, are you ready for the lightning round here of questions?
Yes, please.
Excellent. 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 And it's pretty softball questions here, so it'll be pretty easy, I think. But we'll start off with the first one here. And I'm sure this one will be a good one because you consume a lot of this. So, what's your favorite piece of content to consume right now? Favorite book, podcast, and any specific things that they really like?
I really like, there is one Egyptian guy. His name is Muhammad Al-Saidi. This person has, I think so, good number of followers. He
Mm.
educates me all the time. Every YouTube episode is amazing. The second one is Shark Tank, either
Mhm.
anywhere, honestly.
Mm,
I love to see these genius minds, people who come with new ideas. I love it
Yeah.
for me
yeah.
personally. And for CX, honestly, anything which I'm working on and even studying, which is anything related to transformation to AI in CX. This is what
Mm,
I'm doing now
Mm.
for me
yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Great,
Mm.
great recommendations. Awesome. The next question here. Favorite person or people to follow or take inspiration from? Obviously, you mentioned Muhammad just now, but him or anyone else that you'd recommend other leaders to follow or kind of take inspiration from?
For sure. For myself, it's a very good community, which is the CXPA community. Amazing community. When you enter and enroll to, they really help you 100%. They give you great ideas. They give you good opportunities, reads, the CXP opportunity community. There is one person is Muhammad. His name is Muhammad. The family name is hard. I'm sorry. Muhammad
Yeah.
Trinjani, something like that. He's an Bahraini, lived in UAE, and he's in Saudi. He has amazing on a weekly basis, amazing posts, amazing stories. I love to read it all the time. But really, for myself, the CX community from the CXPA, and I really love to have anything. Yani I have my own, as they say, I utilize AI for having that job I gave to the robotics in it. That anything which is related to new stories in CX, it just grabs it and send it to me. So I read it on my on my iPad sometimes and all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that. So
Awesome.
anything which is new happening internationally, I like to read. I like to have. Yani,
Mm.
and especially events. I encourage people. I really encourage people. Don't hesitate to go to any international event. Yani they
Mm.
say, okay, it's expensive. No, it's a truly an investment. It
Yeah.
really made a change to me. When I went to the US and went to three events, when I went to the UK, I went to Sweden, I went to Holland, all of these events, honestly, it was a different language, different understanding of the world.
Mm.
You really see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I love that.
Amazing. Awesome. That's great, Waleed. And then next and last question for me, any new idea or concept that you've heard about or learned about lately that you really like, just very high level, any concept?
To honestly, one of the concepts that I really following now and see that I'm seeing that hoping that this it sees the light basically is that the regulations for the technology impact around the world. I
Mm.
can see that Sweden is working on that, Norway, all of Austria, all of these countries are starting to have that red lines exactly. I'm very excited to see Web3 that when you
Mm.
have for that opportunity to when you give that content to have the investment back to it and see how it impacts for you. One which is related to Saudi is that I am waiting and honestly and even one of the as they say in the community that to have that Saudi standard for customer experience. So we are working on that. It
Nice.
will be a total different perspective, but it will not, I assure you, it will, and I'm sure that it will not end this year. It will take a
Wow.
little bit of time because we're covering sector by sector. We are planning to have that, honestly, big impact, but it's not easy, to have that, support from everyone. But the good thing is that we have the support of someone who believes in us.
Mhm.
So, yani, we are trying to do that. It's so this is one of the things that yani, I really am waiting to for this to have that impact.
Awesome.
Nice. I love that, Walid. I'm going to ask you my favorite question to ask. What is one life philosophy you like to live by?
Have fun, honestly. Have
Mm.
fun. Don't let the work take a lot of you. Yani, if you see honestly, yani it came after I'm 54 years old. So it was not easy for me for the past years, which I was heavily in work, and I really love work, honestly. But after that, I started, working on myself, like you have announced that coaching and all of that. I knew that look, life has a bigger opportunity for you to have fun in. A lot of people say يعني maybe because I see it from another different perspective. Do things for people, and I assure you, people will do things for you you will not
Mm.
expect. Don't think about the impact, especially if it is financially. Don't think about it. If you
Mhm.
think of everything and you put a number in front of it, that will be hard. Because of that, I say don't put a number on the people's satisfaction, which is MPS and all that. Put a smile on people emotion. Did
I
you
love
reach
that.
to his happiness? Did you reach to her or his happiness? When you put a number, this will be a target. Your mentality will not be a customer experience mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. I really really like that about the emotion. All right, Walid. If there's anybody that is interested in connecting with you, what is the best way of doing so?
My best friend is LinkedIn. Honestly, I'm very, I'm heavily more 24/7 on LinkedIn, and I utilize it as my partner and
Mhm.
yeah, use it as one of the areas that I really try to put my print on it. And
Mm.
so yes, LinkedIn is يعني my account is just Waleed AlHamdan, and I'm there. Uh,
Wonderful. And we're going to make sure we also attach your link onto the subscription of the podcast. But Walid, it
Awesome.
has been an amazing time with you. Thank you for
Thank you so much,
letting us
Alina.
inside your world, and for taking the time to share all of your life experiences and all the examples you gave us throughout your career.
Thank you for giving
Thank you,
me the
Waleed.
time, and I hope يعني that I have يعني give this opportunity to anybody who really thinks about CX even by 10% to be a better by 50%, because people like you really send this echo and sound for people just to help them understand. I'm more than happy to help anybody, honestly. يعني coaching and all of that, it's something that I do with love. I don't do it with, as I say, for any other purpose, because I love to see people who have different understanding. This makes me understand more how to be better. I'm not
Mm,
trying to be perfect. I'm not perfect. Or believe me, I am one of the worst people that you see in a lot of things. But
mm,
I really see that people really put people better if they
mhm.
have that connection correctly.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Walid. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Waleed. It's
It's
been a
a
pleasure
pleasure.
having you
Thank
on.
you, Haider.
Thank you, Waleed.
Thank you for everyone to have.
We want to thank our sponsors for supporting the Sussex Revenue podcast. RevSetter is the #1 customer success and management platform in the Middle East region, offering global capabilities mixed with regional solutions that helps your CS, account management, and go-to-market teams 10x efficiency, improve customer experience, and turbocharge customer retention rates.
And thank you to Medlify, a leading marketplace. Workers and employers in the healthcare space needs and demands meet, create benefits for both sides. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.